What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. This video is entitled, Should Talented People Get a Pass? I was watching... They do a lot of. I watch a lot of these stories on how people came up, how people came to be successful. And the last couple of days, I've been watching some athletes in that particular type of documentary of how they were born and how they came up. And this overlying theme of these guys being talented at a young age, and people recognizing that they were talented and they were quote unquote special. And because they were special, they got a lot of passes. Everybody deserves a second chance type argument when you listen to some of these guys' stories. They got about 37 second chances. And on the opposite end of that spectrum, you have guys who were talented, who didn't get a pass. Even ones that have made it, quote unquote made it, right? And people overlook their talent because they just didn't necessarily believe in them. You just don't look like, the type of individual that is supposed to make it. You don't fit the description of what it really should look like, in my opinion. So even though you're talented, I'm not backing this horse, And I started thinking about it just in a general sense, because a lot of times when we talk about talent people or people who are troubled and talented in some way, shape, form, or fashion, they're an entertainer, whether they be an athlete or entertainer, actor, comedian, whatever, right? And I often wonder, when you hear the argument when people say, if this person couldn't do this well, there'll just be another such and such, or they'll be arrested by now, they'll be in jail by now, they'll be doing or dealing drugs, or they'll just be some average Joe doing some average thing, right? And to a degree, I could say people are right, because if you take a talented entertainer, people are buying into their talent? Not necessarily. I think people are buying into the idea that they can get a kickback from believing and supporting this talented individual who's going to make it. Because I think the talent is making other people, the talent may be considered what they're good at, but in actuality, their talent is making other people money that didn't work for it, right? These young guys sell tickets and pack the house, and these adults get paid for it. So, of course, they're going to back this person because this person this kid just paid your mortgage. This person has people coming from town to town buying tickets and popcorn and $5, $8 hot dogs at the concession stand and T-shirts, and people making banners, and the whole community is getting behind this person. And these support of this person actually creates an economy. So you got people who give these talented people a pass, but it's not looked at in the same way. They got in trouble, but we're gonna rally around them and be their little support system because they need to make it. Why? And some people don't realize these talented people sometimes also get a pass because if they make it, it generates a pedigree for the area that they made it from. You can say, oh, well, this person comes from here, and this person comes from here, and this person comes from here. So some way, shape, form, or fashion, them making it is a calling card for the area to come up. So, because if you get multiple people who make it from a particular area, you're going to start thinking, maybe it's the area. Maybe it's not maybe the area breeds talent. So, but you don't turn around and say, this surgeon is so talented, we're going to let him do crazy stuff. This architect is just so talented, we just going to let him, get a DUI or, get caught in a robbery. That's not going to happen, right? This economist is just so talented, so what, they got in a fight with the police. Like, they know their math. It doesn't really work for people who are non-entertainers like that. The only people I can see have that issue who can get away with stuff like that is people with diplomatic immunity. That's pretty much it. But on the flip side of that, you have people who have talent who people don't believe in like that because they're good, but it's just not their time. Or people just haven't bought into the fact that that they'll galvanize around this person. They may even be great, but people don't just like them like that. People can't see them being a star. So it becomes a problem. Major, major problem. Because when you give these people a pass because they're talented, then you also give yourself a pass for letting people get off without putting in the work, right? Or having manners. Because what winds up happening is you give a talented person a pass, and it creates a community of people giving passes. And then after some years go on, if this person actually fulfills all the things that you believe that they would do, you turn around and say they're arrogant and they're jerks and they treat people bad and they forgot where they came from. But here's a problem. You never held them to a standard of treating people properly anyways because you kept giving them passes. So, of course, they were acting a fool when they were younger. You let that slide. They were getting into it when they were younger. You let that slide. You supported them and sent them off to another environment where, they'll make money for this particular college economy and they'll let them slide. And then maybe they'll go professional. And then you're, how could you be like this? You gave them a pass. But then you have people on the other side who had to had to scrape and fight for everything that they got. And then you want those people, won't you come back and talk to the kids of the community? Won't you come back and help the community? And it's like, wait. Y'all had a zero tolerance policy with me while y'all gave this person a pass. So now the person that y'all believe in that's not coming back to the community and helping anybody, you giving them a pass for leaving y'all hanging too. But you want this other person to come back and fix it all. Not a good look. The other thing about people should talent get a pass is it creates an atmosphere where people try to be talented just to get away with doing nonsense. That's why you have this culture of people just acting up. They don't have to go to class because they're talented. They don't have to learn anything because they're talented. They don't have to follow the rules because they're talented. They live outside of the law because they're talented. but then turn right around and you want other people who are talented to follow a different set of rules. And what I mean by that is, like I said before, when we think about talented people, we just think about entertainers. But there are people who are talented in even other forms of entertainment that don't get that kind of support. Then there are people who are talented in other aspects that you won't give a pass to. Somebody could be talented working with their hands, but they're not going to get the same pass as a talented wide receiver. Somebody could be talented as far as an orator, but guess what? They're not gonna get the same passes as a talented actor. You know, there may be somebody who may be talented as far as having beauty, right? And people give them passes because they look so beautiful. But a person with a beautiful mind won't get that kind of pass. That's that's God-given talent, right? And what winds up happening is you ultimately say what society is worth by the people that you promote to get passes. Because if talent can guarantee, not necessarily guarantee, but can be used as leverage to get a pass for deplorable behavior, then in some ways, as we see now in like reality TV, deplorable behavior becomes a talent. So, it's just my opinions. Like I said, it's my thoughts on this. So, catch y'all next video. Peace.